Hey guys, what's up? So today I'll be bringing you my top 15 favorite Motley Crue songs of 2022. So as of recently, we got news that Motley Crue are working on a new studio album and that it should be out by sometime in 2023. So that's pretty exciting. The last time we got anything from Motley Crue was the Dirt soundtrack for the documentary that Motley Crue did back in 2020. So, yeah, this is exciting news for longtime Motley Crue fans, diehard Motley Crue fans. And Motley Crue is one of those bands that will always mean a lot to me because they were one of my first heavy metal bands, alongside Metallica and a few other names. So I would say that I do have concerns about the new Motley Crue album, though. I'm not so much worried about Tommy Lee or Mick Mars or Nikki Sixx as far as their playing ability and their ability at their age to play their instruments. I'm more worried about Vince Neil and his voice and his vocals because sometimes singers' vocals after 20, 30, 40 years, their voice, starts to age a little bit and starts to fade a little bit. And then the last time that we heard anything about Vince Neil and his health and all that, he got back in shape, which is good, but I don't know how big of an impact that's going to have on his voice. That remains to be seen. So, again, I do have my concerns for the future of Motley Crue and their next album, and really just for the future of Motley Crue in general. They did tear up their retirement contract and basically came out of retirement. So, we'll consider this or I guess you can't consider it a new start and a new era for Motley Crue. Now, also as of late, I have listened to Motley Crue's later albums, New Tattoo, Saints of Los Angeles, the reissued version of their Greatest Hits album. They released a deluxe for it. And then, like I said earlier about the Dirt soundtrack, that had some new songs on it as well, along with some of the classic Motley Crue cuts. So, I do plan on going to go see Motley Crue because I think it would be cool to see them again. The first time I saw them was when I was 12. They were my first concert ever. I remember being up on my dad's shoulders and singing along to every Motley Crue song, and during the entire set, and Godsmack was the opening act for that night during that concert, and I'll never forget it. So, with all that being said, I know this is a much longer intro than what you guys are normally used to, but let's get started with my top 15 Motley Crue songs. And if you guys are Motley Crue fans, feel free to leave your top 15 favorite songs down in the comments below. Let me know your favorite Motley Crue album. Have you seen them live? What are some of your memories with their music and stuff like that? So without further ado, let's get started with the list. Number 1 is Dr. Feelgood from the album Dr. Feelgood. Number 2 is Kickstart My Heart from Dr. Feelgood. Number 3 is Don't Go Away Mad from Dr. Feelgood. Number 4 is Home Sweet Home from Theater of Pain. Number 5 is Wild Side from Girls, Girls, Girls. Number 6 is You're All I Need from Girls, Girls, Girls. Number 7 is Shout at the Devil from Shout at the Devil. Number 8 is Primal Scream from Red, White, and Crue, which was a compilation album that they released. Number 9 is If I Die Tomorrow from the Greatest Hits compilation. Number 10 is Saints of Los Angeles, the title track to the album Saints of Los Angeles. Number 11 is Power to the Music from the self-titled album. Number 12 is Uncle Jack from the self-titled album. Number 13 is Hooligan's Holiday from the self-titled album. Number 14 is Animal and Me from the Greatest Hits. And number 15 is Ride with the Devil from the Dirt soundtrack, which is one of the newer songs that Motley Crue released. So, yeah. Now, before I end this video, I do want to say a few things. The self-titled album that was released in 1994 with John Corabi on vocals, I think that's a very underrated album in Motley Crue's discography. I think it's a very good album, and I think it gets way too much hate from the Motley Crue fan base, especially from the Vince Neil die-hard Motley Crue fans that only listen to the Vince Neil era of Motley Crue. And I would also like to point out that I think the earlier era of the Vince Neil stuff, albums like Dr. Feelgood, Home Sweet Home, and Shout at the Devil, and oh my goodness, Too Fast for Love, their 1981 debut. I think those albums are the strongest in Motley Crue's discography when it comes to the Vince Neil material. Now, I did recently listen to New Tattoo, like I mentioned earlier in the video. Production on that album is really good. Mick Mars is still kicking ass on guitar, as always, and the instrumentation on that album is very strong. Lyrically, it's one of Motley Crue's weakest albums when it comes to the lyrics, but it's not downright awful or anything. But if you had to make me choose Motley Crue's worst album, it would be Generation Swine. If you had to make me pick a least favorite. I'm just not a huge fan of that album. That's just how I feel about it. And yeah. And I hope in the future, John Corabi fronts Motley Crue again and does more albums with them, because I think it would have been cool to see John Corabi continue with Motley Crue and do a few more albums with the band. Songs like Uncle Jack, Hooligan's Holiday, and Power to the Music are fantastic songs. If I Die Tomorrow sounds like a early 90s type of Motley Crue song that would have fit John Corabi's vocal style perfectly. It's one of Motley Crue's heavier moments, very similar in the vein of the self-titled album. So yeah, so with all that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Rock on.